Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this don't work without you guys. Whew. Ends another week, or should we say the beginning of another week? Depends on how you look at things. 14 weeks are in the books for the Dallas Cowboys. We got 3 games left to this season. I know a lot of you'll say, hey, we got a chance to win the division. Yeah, we technically do, but the margin for error is slim and none. We'd have to be a game ahead of the Washington football team. You got chances. Of course, you've got chances, but not real good ones. We'd have to win all 3 of our games, and Washington would have to lose at least 2 of theirs. I think 2 of theirs. Yeah, something like that. And the way they're playing, you got to give them credit. So, at this point, we're playing for draft position. Fortunately, we didn't get hurt today. This is interesting because it'll be a quiet week from those Giant fans. Those Giant fans, those cockroaches that came up and asking me to bend the knee, and I'm still trying to understand. For you Giant fans who don't seem to understand, you still have not beat the Dallas Cowboys as bad as we've been this year since 2016. So I don't understand the stuff that you keep asking me to bend the knee. Are you crazy or just plain stupid? I don't get down on my knees for any man. In fact, I'm only going to get down on my knees for one person, and that would be my wife. And she won't even ask me to get down on my knees because she knows how bad my knees are. So whatever this thing is or fantasy that you guys have, put it someplace else because it ain't happening over here. Especially not to a team that got their lunch handed to them like you did today. Your quarterback, Danny Dimes, Danny Dollar Store, Danny Broke Ass, Danny, I just don't know. Wow. I guess he took over for Carson Wentz's fumbling issues because Lord knows that ball was all over the turf. But anyway, that's not my issue. So tonight, it actually feels really good to be actually talking about a win. I may actually sleep better tonight. In fact, Monday morning may actually be cool to wake up and come down and talk about the Cowboys, especially since we didn't lose any position in the draft. That's the best part about all this. We had fun. Everybody got a little bit of hope. Washington has some hope. The Eagles have some hopes. The Cowboys have some hopes. And then there's the Giants. What's interesting is Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton gets a victory. And it seems like the team got behind Andy to try and help him get a win. And make no mistake about it, this was not anything that Andy Dalton did special in this game. This game was about the team actually playing like a team. Something we usually don't have. Usually we have the offense plays really good. And, last year the offense was good. The defense wasn't, but at some times. Special teams were atrocious. And we never have been able to really stop the run. But see, this is what kind of gives you hope for the future. When you see, when you see a team play like a team, you start understanding the concept. You had Tony Pollard, again, great special teams play, giving you the ball on a short field. You know how many times we have started on our 3-yard line, or our 5-yard line, or our 12-yard line, where we would have special teams blunders that would always make us have to go 85, 90, 95 yards. I think back to the Ram game last year when we started out, I think our first 3 possessions, we started out at the 12, the 8, and I want to say the 10. That's not a winning formula. You need an advantage from your special teams. You look at last week where we missed 3 field goals. You need your special teams and your kicker to hit field goals. These things all have a direct correlation to winning. Andy Dalton didn't have to throw for 450 yards. He didn't have to score, 32 plus points for us to win. The defense got them the ball on short fields and even scored. These things have a direct, again, correlation to winning. What we've relied on for too long is that the offense would just outscore everybody. And that happens, that works sometimes. But sooner or later, when you continue to go to the well, when you always are sitting here throwing the ball, you become one-dimensional, and your margin for error becomes nothing. Because you turn over the ball, 1 or 2 turnovers, you're out of here. Because your defense can't stop. And this is why we need to focus in on fixing this defense. I look at our offense, and if you sign Dak, I know some people say, tank for Trevor, let's just get him. We'll save some money. Screw saving the money. If there's a guy out there you really want, you can sign Dak, and you can sign that guy or whoever else you want to. It's just a matter of doing the paperwork for it. It's a lack of desire of finding those right guys. And it wasn't a matter of us not trying to sign guys last year. Those guys didn't bust a great. But I'm telling you, for this team, if we hold on to one of those top 5 positions and somebody wants to trade with us, great. Great. I'll take extra picks. But even if they don't, we have the opportunity. You know, the last time we were up here this high, we took Zeke. A position that they usually tell you you don't take a running back that high. And for a while there, drafting running backs high became back in vogue after it wasn't. Used to be the philosophy was you can get a running back in the 4th, 5th, 6th round and all that. You don't put that much draft capital on a running back because their careers aren't that long. But then Todd Gurley and Zeke Elliott kind of changed that notion. You know, Derrick Henry was the 2nd round. You know, the Giants took Barkley in the 1st round, you know, up high. But you kind of look at that and say, is that really the best thing? The Cowboys need to understand, as they look across the NFC East, as you see teams that are getting better, you see the reason that it's getting better is because of the defense. You see what Chase Young is doing out there? That guy alone, with the pieces that they already have literally turned that defense around. That and having a Ron Rivera, who's a defensive-minded coach. They're being led by the defense. And even though Alex Smith hurt his calf, even though they've gone through 3 quarterbacks, now that they're back to Haskins, the defense is leading the team. It's not that the offense is, you know, trying to take care of the defense and protect them. It's the defense that's helping to protect the offense. And if we don't get both sides of the ball playing well, we're not going to win. Now, you can look back and talk about Troy Aikman and everything else, the Hall of Famer, but understand Troy Aikman had the #1 defense in football. Understand Roger Staubach had the doomsday defense. And as everybody keeps talking about how great Russell Wilson is, how many Super Bowls has Russell Wilson won without the #1 defense in the NFL? The difference is now he's having to throw 35, 40 touchdowns and stuff, throw 4,000 stuff yards. You know, the years that they went to the Super Bowls, he's only throwing about 3,300 yards, 20-some touchdowns. He didn't have to outscore everybody. The team collectively kept the scores low, ran out the clock, ended up winning games that way. Now that he's throwing unbelievable passes without the defense, he's not winning. And you can say that Dak Prescott's not worth Russell Wilson money, but Russell's not winning Super Bowls right now either. Not without the team around him. So as you say, or as the talking heads out there say, that everything has to be perfect, that you need these guys to be successful and to win, understand everybody needs those. Tom Brady's not winning the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay by him damn self. He wasn't winning them in New England by himself. It takes a team effort. And this is where we have to realize the redheaded stepchild for us has been the defense, where we haven't really tried to build it up. We always look at, the sports cars and everything else, the wide receivers, the edge rushers and things like that. We don't invest money in defensive tackles. We don't invest, draft picks. We don't invest draft picks in safeties. Look it up. See the last time we spent a third or higher draft pick on a safety. I think it was Roy Williams the last time. And until we do these things, until we get these guys that do the dirty work, because you see what Jamal Adams did. He took it out on his Jets. I think he broke a record somehow for sacks today. Until you get that safety, until you get those cornerbacks, until you get those defensive tackles, we can't get to where we want to be. We got enough offense with Dak behind the helm. We can focus on that defense. In this draft, with that first, which could be a top 5, with that second, which will be 37, with that third should be 37, 69. That third round pick at 69. And then other third round pick, which will be somewhere like 98. That's 4 picks in the top 100. And then you got another one about 110. Dude, we will literally have 5 picks in the top 115. That's a lot of damage you can do on that defense. You can get a tackle, you can get a safety, you can get a cornerback, you can get a linebacker, you can get some depth. We got to do it, man. Just got to do it. So I'm hopeful after seeing this game, hopeful that we can turn things around. We get that 4th place schedule. We get this big draft. Next year could be a lot better. And hopefully it'll be COVID-free. All right, y'all. I'm going to catch you on the flip side. I'll see you first thing in the morning. Peace out.